Hi guys, welcome to another Feedback Friday. Today I bring forth a book haul. See you after the intro. So I've been accumulating these books. I have quite a bit of them to go through. I'll try to be fast, but we all know how that might go, right? I'll just give a very, very brief synopsis, and that's that. First, I'll start with a book I got from Indigo. I have to say, I'm really upset that I had to get this book, The Final Girl Support Group. Why do you ask? Isn't that one of your favorite reads of the year? Yes, it is, my peeps. But here's the deal. I pre-ordered this book, a special edition of this book, the British special edition, with sprayed edges and a different cover from Book Depository. And guess what? They haven't mailed it yet. And we all know this book came out July 13th. And I mailed them this week. And they said, well, I don't know when it's going to be available. I was like, I'm really disappointed because I looked at Waterstones. They don't have it anymore. So I missed out on a special edition because Book Depository somehow sold and charged me the book that they didn't have in stock. I was like so freaking upset, but whatever. They offer a refund. I took it. I might still order from them in the future, but I don't think I'll pre-order special editions anymore. If I want the British special edition, I'll go to Waterstones or Goldsboro. But I ordered this book. It's the North American version. It's not as beautiful, but it's a great book. News alert. I have a review coming from it very soon. We basically follow Lynette, a final girl who attends a support group, and then one of them are missing. They start to wonder if there's someone after them, after all. Stay tuned for more on this book when I do the review. Next, again, I think that one is not a disappointment. It's just the story was disappointing. But next, I have this book, and I have high hopes. I paid for 3 months for the Murder by the Box, which is a thriller subscription book by Murder by the Book. I had high hopes. They said that we were going to have a Zoom or a meeting with the author of each month's book. This is my third book, and I never got a link. So probably it's something that I did wrong. Also, the first book I ordered from them already had. The second one I had no intention of ever reading. And let's see this one. Shipping is really expensive. I mean, I'm not continuing with this. But if you are in the United States, I highly suggest you support Murder by the Book. They are a mystery-only house, and they have great customer service. They are so cute. You should follow them on YouTube as well because they always have interview with actors and things like that. It's just for the price. If this is not a book that I would have picked for myself, I won't do it anymore. It's just not worth the money for me. But I'll still continue to order signed copies from them, just not a subscription. I'm so nervous. The Last Mona Lisa. Okay, so I'm not renewing my subscription. I never heard of this book. I don't think it's something I would have picked up. I don't even know what it is. It says the past and the present collide in this tale of art theft, forgery, and murder. I'm not really into like forgery, art theft, spy kind of thing. So this is a dual timeline book in which we explore the secrets of the 1911 theft of the Mona Lisa and the dark underbelly of today's art world. It is what it is, right? I took the gamble. I still really will continue to support Murder by the Book. The book comes signed. They give you if you like this, try that, and we get a bookmark. So still, if you don't have to pay basically more for the shipping that you do for the subscription, and you don't care what you read, I highly recommend the subscription service. And if not, just every time you order a thriller, if you're not supporting your local bookstore, I think that you should definitely support Murder by the Book if you are in the United States. Next, I have a book from Goldsboro. It's another book I had pre-ordered. I love how they shape everything. Like Murder by the Book did that too. They really shape the book not to be damaged. Who doesn't want to support a bookstore that loves books and appreciates them as much as you do, right? Oh yes, I was waiting for this. It came out late July, I think it was July 22nd. And it is The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. I've been looking forward to this book, and holy creeps, like it comes protected like a library book. And look at this, guys. The naked, you think it's just that, but then the first page, it says dig here. And the last one, it says the end. And as always, all the books from Goldsboro are signed. They do specialize in hardcover signed first editions. I'm looking forward to this book. We'll probably never even read from this because based on the clues, I suspect that The Night She Disappeared is going to be the adult Once Upon a Book Club novel of September. So if that interests you, there's still time to order. You can order up to September 14th. So basically in here we have Tallulah. She's a teen mom who lives with her own mother. One day she goes out on a date but never comes home. Her mom calls all her friends in the morning because her daughter is actually very responsible. This never happens. And then she starts to worry, right? That's not her daughter. So she calls every friend that she has a number for, and all of them say, I'm sorry, but last time we saw Tallulah, she was going to the dark place, which is a house in the middle of the nearby woods in, abandoned house. Fast forward 2 years, her case has gone cold. Nobody has heard of them at all. And then we meet a new character, Sophie. She is jogging around waiting to meet her boyfriend who just got a job at a boarding school as a teacher. And she's like jogging or walking around the woods, killing time. And then she sees this tree that has a note. And on the note, it says this right here. Dig here. And dig she does. Well, she calls it cops. But it seems like Tallulah's case is not so good anymore. I'm so excited for this book and I can't wait for the immersive experience of reading it. Next, I have the majority of my books. They are from Book Outlet. You have Book Outlet in the US and in Canada that I know of. They sell surplus books. I have a quote down below that you get $10 off or 10% off your order or something. And if you do that, I get some points that I can accumulate and cash in for some books. But I'm not affiliated with them at all. If you buy books from Book Outlet, you can use a link and it will support me and this channel. But I love that they have really cheap books. They are all surplus books, but never used. And some of them are like hardcovers for $3. It's totally worth it. The first book I have on my haul is The Drowning Kind by Jennifer McMahon. I really love this. It's a dual timeline, women-centric book. It tells two stories. In the present, we follow sisters Lexi and Jax. And in the past, we follow Ethel. All of them and their stories are connected to this sort of natural pool that is in a state that now belongs the sister's family. The book in the present starts with the death of Lexi. So Lexi is someone who currently owns the house and she struggled with mental health most of her life. She's very erratic and Jax had to step away. She hasn't talked to her sister in a year. Then Lex starts calling her incessantly. Jax is not ready for it yet, so she doesn't listen to the phone call. But the next day, she listens to the message and she calls back. Only when she calls back, her aunt is the one answering and says that Lexi's dad is dead of apparently suicide. Jax goes back to the house, and the story goes from there, and both timelines intertwine. It's a beautiful prose. I love Jennifer McMahon. She's equally scary as she is poetic. She's almost like the modern day Shirley Jackson. So I've read the book, but I didn't have it in physical form. I had been waiting for the due, and it finally came. Next, I have All Things Cease to Appear. I honestly don't know anything about this book. All I know about All Things Cease to Appear is that Rachel Harrison, the author of The Return, she said this is one of the best horror books she's ever read. And none of the books she has talked about were bad. I enjoyed them all. So obviously I picked it up. And apparently there's a movie on Netflix that was based on this Things Seen and Heard. So I'm looking forward to reading this and watching the book. The blurb says, a dark, riveting, beautiful written book by a brilliant novelist, according to Richard Bach, that combines noir and the gothic in a story about two families entwined in their own happiness, with at its heart a gruesome and unsolved murder. So basically we follow George Clare. He is someone who just took a position as an art teacher in a nearby private school. He just moved into this town with his wife and 3-year-old daughter. One day he comes home and his wife is found dead, and his 3-year-old is alone. Nobody knows what, but somehow the police suspect him. And mixed in with all of that, we have 3 teenage brothers who used to live in the same house, and somehow these stories will intertwine. And it says right in the bottom of the book, there will be 20 years before any kind of justice is finally served. A rich and complex portrait of a psychopath in a marriage. This is also an astute study of the various things that can scar very different families and even an entire community. Sounds good. I cannot wait to get to this and watch the movie and do the comparison. Next, we have I Just Read For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing, and I love that so much. The way she writes is amazing. So, of course, I can't wait to get to my lovely wife and read her other book too, and, do all the backlist. And in here it says, it's Dexter meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Every marriage has secrets. Everyone has flaws. Your wife isn't perfect, you know that, but then again, neither are you. And I think it will be like a really tongue-in-cheek book. It just basically follows this couple as they get bored with life and marriage, but still love each other. They decide to put some emotion and excitement into their lives. And what better way to do that than, to kill together. That's all I know about this book, really, and I want to go in blind so it doesn't ruin my expectations, but I'm looking forward. I'll definitely be finishing this before September is over. Next, I have 2 books that I'm not going to share with you guys because they are a gift for a friend. Next, I have The Breakdown by one of my favorite authors, B.A. Paris. This is the only book of hers that I don't have. So I kept looking and looking until it was on sale on Book Outlet. Lo and behold, I got it for $7. It is soft cover, but it's fine. I'll just get her hardcovers from now on. But I have read this one. It was amazing. We follow Cash. She's this married woman who goes to kind of like a work party. Her husband really, really hates her taking shortcuts. There's this one shortcut she's not supposed to take, but it's raining. Actually pouring. She just wants to be home, so she takes that shortcut anyway. As she's taking the shortcut, she sees this woman in a car that seems to be broken down. And she could have stopped for help, but she doesn't because 1, she knows her husband is going to be furious. And 2, her spidey senses tells her that something is wrong with that. So she's afraid for her own life as well. She goes home. The next day, as the news come on, Cass finds out that that woman was actually murdered. And it should have been like shortly after she passed her. So maybe Cass did the right thing. After all, the murder could have been there. And then strange things start to happen. Someone starts calling Cass and hanging up. Then things that Cass was sure had happened don't happen. Things move places. And she starts wondering if she's losing her mind, if that's connected to the killed woman, if the killer seen her and is now after her. And we go from there. It's like a crazy, crazy, unputdownable ride. The breakdown. So now I completed my B.A. Paris collection. I have now another book I've ever read, but I was waiting for it to be on sale, which is Bunny by Mona Awad. I really love it. It's kind of dark academia going headers, completely crazy. So this is a dark humor academia book. Bunny in it, we follow Sam. She's a scholarship recluse. She has one friend, and she's happy with her life. Also around campus, she's well aware that there is this bunch of like almost like sorority rich girls that have their own club and call each other bunnies. Out of the blue, one day, somehow, Sam is invited to one of their workshops or parties or meetings, what have you. And Sam goes, and before she knows it, her life intertwines with the life of the bunnies, and things get bizarre really fast. And before she knows it, she's bringing to life monstrous creations and participating in ritualistic workshops. This is like a crazy book. It's one of those that you read, you love, but it takes a while for you to get. So next we have The True Ones. Again, is a book that I don't know much about, but I heard the author speak, and it was really engaging, and it made me just want it. We follow Jess, and she goes to this new campus because she's heard a lot about Dr. Lorna Clay, who's a professor on the campus, and she really wanted to study under her. And soon enough, Dr. Clay is going to change Jess's view on life, love, and Agatha Christie. So already signed me up, right? But there's more. Jess becomes friends with this group of mischievous rule breakers. But as you know, in all of these books, things are never good forever, and there's always a tragedy around the corner, and one hits them, like boom, right in the middle of friendship, shattering all their bonds, a love affair, and even revealing some really, really dark secrets. And everything that happens at the point is going to have Jess wondering what is really the true cause of an extraordinary life. Last but not least, I have a book that I got just because it was beautiful. I knew nothing about it. I just wanted to steal it because I've only seen it on Book Outlet once. It's Tales from Hinterland by Melissa Albert. I got her first book, The Hazelwood, and I'm really looking forward to that. If you ask me what it's about, I don't know. I just know that I want to read it. And this is a series of like short fairy tales that has to do with the world. Once I read The Hazelwood, its sequel in this book, I'll come back and tell you more about it. But basically, I just got it because it's beautiful, and it's short stories, and it's fairy tales. And if I like The Hazelwood, I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to have this almost companion. That was my haul. Thanks so much for putting up with my sweaty self. I gotta go edit this video because it has to be up tomorrow. And I just want to get back to the missing years. I hope you're cool where you are, you're safe, you're enjoying summer, enjoying your reads. Let me know down below what has been your favorite activity this summer so far. And as always, stay safe, and until next time, be the hummingbird. Enjoy your weekend, eh?